Welcome to the NSAA Boys State Basketball Tournament on the EMF Network and the Crossroads Network. Game day coverage is brought to you by the Farmers Cooperative, rooted in tradition. Now, let's go courtside.
And we're here with all the marbles on the line. Welcome, everybody. Eric Johnson alongside a dear friend of mine, Scott Straka. It is the state title game right here on the Crossroads Network and also simulcasting live on KZ100. We welcome you to our Pinnacle Bank pregame show. Pinnacle Bank, a Nebraska-based bank, proud to serve local families, businesses, and communities. Family-owned and operated, Pinnacle Bank values long-term relationships with employees and customers. PinBank.com, member FDIC. Also, can't forget Four Corners Boutique, our pregame sponsor on the Crossroads Network. Looking for something unique and local? Stop by Four Corners Boutique, where you'll find stylish, comfortable clothing, thoughtful gifts, so much more. Even for the misses, we also carry a beautiful selection of chemical-free bath and body products. That is Four Corners Boutique. Check them out on Facebook. Scott, boy, when we seen these two start up here this past week, you were kind of looking at it going, wow, the matchup here for Howells Dodge looked almost inevitable. McCool Junction had to really, I wouldn't say prove themselves, but they have been in this water a time or two, and boy, how did they have delivered.
Yeah, and a lot of people say when you seed a tournament like this that coming in as the 6th seed is just about one of the toughest paths because you got to knock off the 3, you got to knock off the 2, so they had to get past East Butler, which was a rubber match for them in that game. Then Lutheran Northeast shows up in the semifinal last night, and the Mustangs just keep finding a way.
And, looking at it with Howells Dodge, they are the top seed for that very reason. They continue to dominate even through the tournament, and boy, howdy, they have come to play here in Lincoln.
Yeah, they've had a couple of slow starts. That first round game, they trailed Fullerton 23-20 at halftime, then outscored Fullerton 37-14 in the second half to run away and win by 20. In their semifinal game last night, slow start again, but just first quarter. Then in the second quarter, boy, they really got cranking again, had a 21-point second quarter, and we're off to the races. So if you're a Mustang fan, you're hoping maybe the Jaguars are off to a slow start again tonight. If you're a Jaguar fan, you're thinking maybe we get going right away in the first quarter tonight.
Yeah, you almost would have thought, it's like, were they reading them out or whatnot? Picture Howells Dodge like a diesel engine. It slowly get going, but by gosh, when it started kicking dust, it was nothing but a W for those guys, and they have earned every right to be here tonight. It is our last game, of course, here in Lincoln, and for many of us, this is it's been a great season, I know, for you and your travels with JCC in mind as well. A little tear in the eye here at the end of basketball season.
It is. This is one of my favorite 2-week stretch between girls' state basketball and boys' state basketball. But it's a little bittersweet, as you were alluding to, because it means this winter sports season's coming to an end. And there's things in that spring season I enjoy. Going to track meets, and I'm going to coach junior high track again this year. But, boy, that winter sports season is one of my favorites.
And the old saying goes, it keeps me out of the house and out of trouble. But
that's why my wife likes that winter sports season, too, because I'm gone a lot.
That's good. And that's another story, another time, folks. But we will take a quick break as we continue on with your Pinnacle Bank pregame show. Coming up, we'll have our starting lineups and the tip-off. It is the state title game. Howells Dodge, McCool Junction, back in 60 seconds right here on the Crossroads Network and Nebraska's biggest FM, KZ100.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. They really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all We need more qualified high school officials here in Nebraska. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
And now, let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
And welcome back. Our Pinnacle Bank pregame show continues on as we are getting introduced with the hype video right atop of us courtside, and Scott Straka joining me here doing color commentary, and boy, this gives the tingles, partner.
Oh, man, I love these. This has been a great addition, adding these in before the lineups and the roster announcements.
What do we need to see here on both sides of the ball, beginning with Howells Dodge? We've seen the grittiness. We've seen the competitiveness of McCool Junction. What do they need to do to kind of keep everybody quiet?
For Howells Dodge, I would say the key is be themselves. Be what they are. They really don't have to do anything other than what they've done about 25 times this season over and over and over again. Bring their defense, rebound. They're going to want to get out and push when they can, and then just take care of the ball, which they tend to do. The couple of times that they've had L's hung on them this year, had a few more turnovers. From the McCool side, I think it's a couple things. One, the turnover game, which is always important in a high school game. We know that. But I think those three sophomores and shooting the three could be a big indicator. I set the plus-minus at about 10. If McCool can hit 10 or more threes tonight over the course of the game, I think that gives them a good chance to hang tight the whole way and maybe put some real fourth-quarter pressure on Howells Dodge.
They have the competitive firepower. We've seen that in with Yates getting his first double-double on Thursday, Friday. Of course, we got to see that with Weiss. He was able to provide some much-needed numbers last night. And boy, howdy, when you said three, there were so many threes.
Well, those three sophomores were 7 of 13 just in the first half. They combined to hit 9 threes in the game last night. So right at that number, I just think they need to do it again. It can't be a night where those guys happen to be cold and McCool only shoots, say, 4 of 20 from the three-point line. I don't think that's good enough to get it done. But if they can find a way to knock 9 or 10 down, I think they got a good shot.
I want to thank our KZ100 sponsors tonight. They include Cooperative Supply in Howells, Franciscan Healthcare, High Quality Housing, Homestead Bank of Howells, Blue Power District, and Sapp Brothers Petroleum. Also, we want to extend a big thank you to our new sponsor here this evening. I answer the phone and, hey, can we get on? I'm like, sure, why not?
Absolutely.
Four Corners Boutique. Whether you're shopping for yourself or you're looking for the perfect gift, Four Corners Boutique has something special waiting for you. Come see us and experience small town shopping at its best. Find them on Facebook and give them a like while you're there. It's time now for your starting lineups on both sides, brought to you by Ruka Ag and Auto Supply of David City, an independently owned and operated Park West Auto Parts store. Also want to thank Great Carpet and Tile on the Crossroads Network for sponsoring our starting lineups, beginning with Howells Dodge. Partner, who do we have?
Yeah, Howells Dodge is going to be the same lineup they went with last night. Got 5'10" senior Dane Meyer. He's going to be wearing number 1. Wearing number 2, 6'1" junior Chase Luther. Nathan Tomchak, 6'3" senior. He'll be wearing number 3. Ethan Prusa wears number 14, is a 6'4" senior. And then Andre Martin, 6'4" senior, wears number 20.
Now take a look here for the McCool Junction Mustangs. Their front 5, as always, they include Yates, Carson, McDonald, Jackson, McDonald, Gonnerman, and Weiss. There's your front 5 on both sides. Here brought to you by Brant Carpet and Tile and, of course, Ruka Ag and Auto Supply. Good contingent out here tonight for the last hoorah. We got our purple.
Good crowd.
We got Everybody decked out in the green over yonder on one side. We got the gold and black to the other.
Student sections repping their schools. This is going to be fun. One thing that'll be interesting, Eric, is to see how's McCool handle the size of Howells Dodge. You know, we went through those starting lineups, and those of you listening probably noticed when I went through the Jaguars, 6'1", 6'3", 6'4", 6'4". That's a lot of size.
It is a lot of size, of course. You know, when you look at it for McCool, you're going to probably see a lot of work with Jay Sukup and Gonerman. I think those are the two big dudes that they're going to put a lot of grit and muscle there in the paint. And they're going to have to also be careful because Howells Dodge, they know how to play the game
they
here.
Do.
So they're going to make sure and get those big men out of the way so they can park the seas, as they say.
And I thought Sukup had a really nice game for McCool last night off the bench. I thought he gave him good defense. He ended up scoring 5 points, had a nice and one at an important time for the Mustangs.
Teams both coming out here on both sides, giving the high fives, and man, oh man, they know what's at stake.
Yeah, and you're also talking about a couple teams hoping to improve on how they did last year. You know, McCool Junction, 3rd place last year. Howells Dodge lost to Johnson Brock in the state title game last year. So they have experience in playing on this Saturday. Both these teams were here last year. Now they just want to do a step better than they did a year ago.
41 years ago. It was back in 85 that McCool Junction has made it this far. Can they go all the way? That is what we're going to find out here tonight. Howells Dodge.
Yeah, the last time Howells Dodge won a title, 2013.
So there we go. They're both synonymous with a little bit of gaps in the hardware departments. We'll see what happens here tonight. McCool Junction wearing their black with gold numerals and trim. Howells Dodge in their white and green numerals and trim. Boy, the tingles and the vibes here, partner. I'm just digging this.
It's fun. Neither one of them want us to go try and suit up, though.
I was going to say, I am not
Those
athletic.
days are long gone from me.
I didn't even have the starting button. Here we go. And McCool Junction starts things off. Carson McDonald, McCool Junction going from right to left, as we call it here, courtside. Yates, hands off to Weiss. Back around to the left side is Gonerman. Gonerman looking, sends it back over to Jackson McDonald at point. Jackson looking, nowhere to go. Weiss for the three, no good. Tipped up high, and it's taken back there by Dane Meyer.
So Jaguars start in 2-3 zone. We'll see how McCool settles in and finds a attack plan for that.
Luther around the left side, getting swarmed in a little bit. The quick flex in the paint, and a foul is called.
Yeah, good job finding Prussia on the roll there. And then Gonerman comes over, commits that first foul. So it'll be important for McCool because, you know, you've seen them a lot this year. Not super deep. They don't go to their bench a whole bunch, and especially in these bigger games. So they don't want to get anybody in early foul trouble.
Exactly right. You know, they know they've been conditioned well with the coaching staff, and it has shown with the drought they hit in December to now what we're seeing now, total night and day difference. First and second shots, both good for Prussia. Weiss tossing things in to Carson McDonald. Coming through 2-0 Howells Dodge, 7:13 here to go in the first quarter. Looking around here as Yates tosses it high up over by Carson McDonald, and a little misinterpretation goes right into Luther's hands, and it's set up for the Jaguars. Tom Schock looking, sends it back around, going for the three on the left side. No good by Prussia. Rebound set to the Mustangs.
Nice box out by Yates to get that rebound from McCool.
Carson McDonald back through to Weiss. Looks at it to Jackson McDonald. We're going to see the McDonald's working very hard here tonight, I guarantee that. Weiss in the left corner, back over to Gonerman. Gonerman bullet pass up overhead to Carson McDonald, and quickly Luther wins the race. Jags with the ball, tipped up high, but Dane Meyer was able to catch it. Looking, boxed in, sends it around, finds Martin, back over to Dane Meyer. Staring down Yates. High toss up overhead to Prussia. Back around into the hands of Martin. Martin turns, shoots, and gets the two.
Yeah, if he gets 2 feet that deep into the paint, it's going to be tough for the Mustangs. He's awfully efficient around the bucket.
4-0 Howells Dodge, just nearing 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Looking around here, the right corner, boxed in a little bit. Carson McDonald has to toss it over to Weiss. Gonerman looking, figuring something out here right quick, and sends it backwards over to Carson McDonald. Luther just staring him down. Going up for the Euro step. Shot attempt, no good. Rebound back to the Jags.
Yeah, beautiful drive there from McDonald. Was able to split the defenders. Just didn't get the bucket to fall.
Wow, Dane Meyer coming through. Toss it back over to Martin. No go. Tom Shotgun trying to direct traffic. Gets it back over to Prussia. Left three. Still again, no go. Tipped up, saved by Martin. Martin.
Oh, they're going to get Gonerman with his second.
It's not what you want right away.
Yeah, and they did a good job on the initial box out. It's just that Martin's length, he went up over the top of Gonerman to keep that ball alive. Then once he got it down, I think Gonerman maybe in a little frustration slapped down and got called for the foul. He's got 2.
Looking through to toss underneath. Tom Shock back over to the opposite side, finding Dane Meyer to Luther. Right three, no good. Rebound, Carson McDonald.
With those 2 fouls, Sokup in the game now for the Mustangs.
Coming through, Jackson McDonald from the left corner, 3, no good. Scramble set up, and it's back over to Howells Dodge.
Boy, that 3 was halfway down for Jackson McDonald. Just didn't go.
They are so successful in there. Once they get hot, watch out.
Yeah, I noticed that last night. They missed a few to get to start, but then once one of them hit one, they kind of came in bunches.
It's tipped out of bounds, goes back over to the Mustangs. Under 5 minutes here to go. 4-0 Howells Dodge. Eric Johnson alongside Scott Strock. And Carson McDonald getting ready. Toss it over to Jackson. Jackson coming up in. And a travel. Goes back over to Howells Dodge.
Good help defense there from Martin for the Jaguars. Came over. Jackson tried to stop his drive. Official said he drug that pivot foot. Turnover.
Coming through, Dane Meyer. At point, tosses it over to the right side, finds Tom Schock. In the mix is Martin. Martin spins, gets around, Sukup, and in for 2.
Another example there. When he catches that deep, just 5-6 feet from the bucket, he's tough to stop. That was good defense from Sukup, but the catch was too deep.
6-0, Howells Dodge. Coming up on 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Yates tosses it over, finds Weiss on the left side, back over to Carson McDonald. Spins, jukes, goes up and in on the left side, and he gets the 2.
Ooh, tough finish over Martin there, up with his offhand, up high off the glass, falls. Finally, the Mustangs off the schneid.
6-2, Howells Dodge quickly moving up and in. Luther tosses it over, Tom Schock right three, just a bit outside, saved up. Jags with the rebound, and the 2 thanks to Dane Meyer.
Couple offensive rebounds so far for the Jaguars. That's going to be a key for the Mustangs to keep Howells Dodge off the rebounds, off the glass.
Looking up through to Carson McDonald, back at it to Yates. Sukup with little wall, little assist. Weiss back through to the left corner. The 3, no good by Jackson McDonald. Rebound back at it to Howells Dodge. Luther taking his time, getting it across on the left side. Tosses it over to right, finds Dane Meyer. Pumping up in the mix. Tom Schock back over to Luther. Left 3, no good. Yates with a, better vertical than I, and he gets the ball.
And we'll have to check when we come back this next time. I think McCool Junction switched up their defense. I think they went 1-3-1 that time after starting the game in straight man-to-man.
Tie here. We got here 8-2. Howells Dodge under 3 minutes here to go. Sukup with the ball, flexing a little bit and gets denied by that length again of Howells Dodge.
Yeah, Prussia right there to send that one back.
Tom Schock sends it over to the left side, up and in by Luther. And it's 10-2. Howells Dodge, it is a full timeout. We'll take one as well. Back right after this. You're listening to the Crossroads Network and Nebraska's biggest FM, KZ100. Back in 60 seconds.
And now, let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
And welcome back. Eric and Scott with you live from Pinnacle Bank Arena. A big thank you to our KZ100 sponsors. They include Stat Brothers Petroleum, Loop Power District, Homestead Bank of Howells, and of course our Crossroads Network sponsors, Four Corners Boutique, Generations Bank in Exeter, and Lighthouse Leeds. We get back into the swing of things. It's McCool Junction ball. Jackson McDonald takes it across the timeline, hands it off to Weiss on the left side, gets it back over to Carson. Carson McDonald looking. Goes from left back over to the right, sends it back over to Yates on the right side. Jackson McDonald at point. Looks, sends it back over to Yates. Defense is a little different for what they're seeing. Carson McDonald, the long two, it works.
Yeah, tough shot there. Carson knocks it down. So the Jaguars making the Mustangs earn everything. McDonald up to the task on that trip.
Luther toss over to Dane Meyer. Back to Martin, swarmed in, sends it over. Dane Meyer to the right corners. Tom Shock back through to Dane Meyer. They have to exchange pleasantries one more time to give Martin a little wiggle room, and it worked.
He's so smooth around the bucket.
12-4, Howells Dodge.
Martin's got 6 already.
They're starting to go a little bit here, and it's just, you can tell how they're persistent. The throttle down, they're taking care of business, and Yates going for the three, just rims out outside. But McCool Junction staying there despite what the score says. They're holding on.
Yeah, they just need to get one or two of those to fall. You know, right now, 0 of 4 from three-point line. They get a couple to fall and maybe gain a little momentum.
Here we go. Dane Meyer sends a high end over end back over to Luther.
So Martin's out of the game for the Jaguars right now. Briggs Ernst has checked in.
And they're set through the shot. Luther from the left side, no good. Rebound to Weiss.
Strong rebound in traffic by Weiss.
Taken through Carson McDonald past the timeline. Hands off to Yates on the right side. Yates looking. Jackson McDonald back over to Sukup. High end over end to Weiss and tripped over. Looked to be on Dane Meyer.
They're going to get Meyer with his first foul.
First personal.
It's just the first team foul on Howells Dodge. McCool Junction with the 2 fouls. Unfortunately, they were both on Gonnerman.
So hopefully they can kind of regroup there as Weiss, I think, might have to start taking a little bit more of that heavy load. We'll see how it transpires here as Carson McDonald kind of sachets from left to right. Yes, I did say sachet.
I like it.
Yates back through to Jackson McDonald. Moves him around the circle underneath the paint. Boxed in hard. Ball's lost, and he goes right into the hands of Rusha, and Howells Dodge now in control.
Jackson just got a little too deep on that drive, and no one helped bail him out.
Luther with a hop and a step and a how do you do. He's going to the line to shoot too.
Yeah, good drive on the baseline there by Luther. They end up getting Colby Yates for the foul. His first 3 team fouls on the Mustangs now. His
first shots is good for Luther.
Howells Dodge 3 for 3 at the free throw line right now. Neither team has made a 3. Howells Dodge 0 for 6 from behind the arc. McCool Junction 0 of 4.
Second shot is good. 14-4 here with 27 ticks to go. First quarter action winding down as Carson McDonald looking to try to direct some traffic here. Sukup reading his signals. Let's see what happens. No shot clock needed. He could bleed this one dry. Carson McDonald still hovering around that right corner. 10 seconds. Moment of truth. Here we go. Jukes around right side. Goes for the 3. Yes!
Oh, banked it in from about 35 feet.
Wow.
Tell you what, there's no style points on threes, though, and McCool Junction needed that one in the worst way. Huge swing right at the end of the first quarter.
Talk about reading the room on that one at the end of one. 14-7, Howells Dodge. We'll take a break and be right back. You're listening to the Crossroads Network and KZ 100.
And now, let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
Welcome back. Eric Johnson, Scott Straka with us here live courtside here at PVA. What's the damage done there?
Yeah, you know, we talked early on about sometimes Howells Dodge can be a little bit of a slow starting team, or at least they have been at State this week. Unfortunately, not the case today if you're a Mustang fan. They got out and running. About the only thing they haven't done well is shoot the 3. They're 0 for 6 to start the game. Big 3 at the end of that quarter from McCool. Long one from Carson McDonald. Cuts the lead to 7, and we'll see if that swings momentum a touch.
Get ready here. The start of the second quarter goes the ways of the Jaguars, and they will be going from left to right, as we call it. Dane Meyer with the ball.
So Gonnerman's still on the bench with those 2 fouls.
Looking through as Prusha hands off to Martin. Martin trying to get around Sukup. They're going to be utilizing him a lot more. And, there it is. the and one for Martin.
You know, and that was good defense from Sukup on the initial attempt from Martin. Just walled up and made Martin go over him. Unfortunately, they couldn't secure the defensive rebound. Martin got his own. Then Sukup fouled him on the second attempt. Basket's good. Chance for an and one.
There we go. Martin getting ready. The shot is up. And the shot is good.
Martin with 9 points already, Eric. 9 of the Howells Dodge 17 have been courtesy of Mr. Andre Martin.
We'll see what a little injection there. We've seen that little glimpse with the three-pointer by Carson McDonald. We'll see if there's any magic to be made here so far. Jackson tosses it over to Weiss. Underpass over to Carson McDonald on the left side. Carson looking. Kind of veers around, back over to Weiss on the right side. Underpass over to Jackson McDonald. Sends it over to Weiss. Wide open, right three. No good. Sukup with a rebound. Shoots, no good. Does he get it? No, he does not. Martin takes it away from him. Back over to Howells Dodge.
Yeah, good offensive rebound there for Jay Sukup. Just didn't get the second opportunity to fall. Martin cleaned up the miss. Now we're going to have 2 fouls on Sukup, so both he and Gonerman are going to be saddled with 2 right now.
Now the dominoes kind of slowly falling here against McCool Junction. Too early here. Here we go. Gonerman's got to come back in.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Wirtz right now, you can't really afford to go deeper onto that bench, already trailing by 7 right now.
Toss over, and it's Dane Meyer back through to point. Luther, little extra step, sends it over to Tom Schock. Right three from the corner, you betcha.
First three-pointer for Howells Dodge, courtesy of Nathan Tomshock. Lead is its biggest at 13.
20-7, nearing 6.5 minutes to go here before halftime. Jackson McDonald back over to Yates for the three. Rims out, no good. Martin with the rebound and sends it back over to Dane Meyer. Dane Meyer giving a little signal over to Tom Schock on the right side.
McCool back to man-to-man. Gonerman's guarding Martin inside.
Tom Schock veers around, sends it over to the left. From the left, it's the three by Prussia, no good. Rebound back out, it's McCool Junction.
Great job by Yates, tipping that rebound out to a teammate, Carson McDonald.
Carson McDonald back through. Gonerman up and in the paint, no good. Gets his own rebound, second shot, and no good as well, but he did draw the foul.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Gonerman went in strong with that first drive. Prussia tried to draw the charge. I thought it was a good no call by the official. Gonerman didn't get it to fall, but then got fouled as he tried to go back up.
Gonerman to the line to shoot two. First shot is good.
That's the first free throw attempt for McCool Junction this game. They're 1-1. Gonerman's got another one coming.
Here we go. Big thank you to Martin Contracting Plus of Geneva, Precision Signs and Graphics, and Birdie's Bakery. Second shot is good.
Good job by Gonerman getting both of those. He's just a 42% free throw shooter on the year, but those two looked pure.
Looks solid. The big man continues on here, 12-9, where we see it under 5.5 minutes or so. Looking at it, Dane Meyer with the shot, short two from the left side.
Yeah, good job by Meyer of pulling up before one more dribble and he'd have got himself into some trouble. Pulled up, hit the floater in the mid-range.
Jackson McDonald tries to juke and jive to get around Luther, sends it back over to Jackson. Back over now, Gonerman with the ball. Jackson McDonald at point for the long two. He could try, but he sends it back over. Finds Carson McDonald. He was looking at it. Oh, he wanted to badly for that three, but got to veer it away. Weiss, Gonerman, left corner, going for the three. Yes!
Well, who had on their bingo card Dylan Gonerman hitting the three? But a big one for McCool. They needed it. Cuts the lead back to 10. They're staying within striking distance.
Under 5 to go here, 22-12, Howells Dodge. And now they send through Tom Schock back around to the left corner. Prussia for three, no good. Rebound, McCool Junction. Jackson McDonald back over to Yates on the right side. Carson McDonald gets the ball. Veers off a couple of jags, goes up and in the paint, no good. And Martin picks it off and goes right back.
Really physical drive there by McDonald. He wanted the foul call. Officials didn't give it to him. Martin did a good job clearing the rebound.
Dane Meyer trying to get around Jackson McDonald. Sends it up and over. Shot attempt by Tom Schock, no good. Martin's rebound and shot is pure.
Martin first into double figures. He's got 11 already to go along with 5 rebounds. On his way to a double-double at this pace.
24-12, Howells Dodge. Just nearing 4 minutes to go here in the first half. McCool Junction with the ball. Yates trying to veer around that left corner. Gets it over to Weiss. And a foul called.
They're going to get Meyer, and that's going to be his second. He tried to reach around Yates and punch the ball out from behind. He slapped across the arm. Official caught it. So 2 fouls on him. That's also 2 team fouls on Howells Dodge. McCool with 2 team fouls this quarter.
I mean, despite the score, everything is down the middle here.
Yeah, it's just if McCool could get a couple more of those threes to fall, things would be interesting.
And a quick one there by Carson. Bounces it off a player, gets the ball, sends it to Gonerman. Gonerman with the 2.
Yeah, that's a heady play by the senior, the defender guarding the inbounder, who was Carson McDonald. Wasn't paying attention. Carson just dumped it off his back, passed it to Gonerman for the bucket.
Martin sends it over, right corner, 3 for Howells Dodge.
Big 3 there. Noah Kofel, who just checked into the game, comes right in, knocks down the 3 for the Jaguars.
Another random 3 from McCool Junction is just a bit outside, no good. Rebound back through to the Jaguars. Sending up through. Spin, trying to get around. Jags in trouble. Gets it back over to Tom Schock. Tom Schock looking, trying to get around the Mustangs. Send it back over to Kofel. Pass tipped off. Goes back in the ways of Carson McDonald. Carson McDonald back over to Yates. I don't think it was intentional, but hey, it worked. And he gets the ball back. High tip overhead. Jackson with the ball. Yates wide open in the left corner. Little Euro step action from the left side in for 2.
Beautiful floater there from Yates. Dribble along the baseline, put it up from about 10, 12 feet. Knocks it down, cuts the lead to 11.
Tom Schock through. Back at it to Kofel. 3 attempt on the right side, no good. Scramble on the ground, saved up by the Jags. Little alley-oop there with Luther. And it's a big push out of bounds, foul call.
Yeah, they're going to get Yates at that one. A little bit of just bad luck. Everybody was flying in to get that rebound. He ended up stumbling after he came down and just kind of fell into the Jaguar ball player. He gets called for the foul. It's going to be just his first. 3 team fouls on McCool now. Baseline inbounds for the Jaguars.
Tom Schock tosses it in. Quickly finds Kofel. Back around to the left side. 3 attempts by Tom Schock. No good. And another hit.
Yeah, they're going to get Weiss. He undercut Prussia, who was going up for that rebound on the long rebound from the 3. Kind of just a tough one there, but it's going to go against McCool. So Jaguars are going to be in the bonus now with the next foul on McCool Junction.
Tom Schock tossed through. Quickly finds Luther. Luther at point. Sends it back over to Tom Schock on the right corner. Boxed in there. Nowhere to go. Sends it through. Finds Luther on the right side. Back to Tom Schock. Tom Schock up over Kofel. Left 3. Rims out. No good. High end over end. Saved up by Tom Schock on the right side. Through to Luther. Luther, Tom Schock, right corner. Tom Schock in trouble, and it's tipped off by Jackson McDonald. Saved up here, and it's still Jags ball.
I thought about that ball came into my lap there. I thought about putting it up from 3.
I thought it'd been a nice little souvenir piece for your partner.
There you go. I should have stuck it in my bag and see if they tried to come get it.
There you go. Ball tipped away, and it goes in the hands of the Mustangs. Mustangs with the ball. Yates comes at it to Weiss. Weiss back around to Carson McDonald. Looking through, minute 40. Carson McDonald fighting hard on this one here, trying to get around. Jackson McDonald, 3 attempt, too much to the left. Saved up by Yates. Jackson McDonald gets the ball again, this time. Underpass, rolls out of bounds, back out of Howells.
Yeah, he tried to wrap around the Jaguar defender and get it to Gonerman underneath. Wouldn't go. It's going to be a short timeout here.
And we'll stay right here with you. Thank you for listening to the Crossroads Network and Nebraska's biggest FM, KZ100. I want to thank our sponsors. They include Nebraska Nitro, Overtime Grill and Lounge in Geneva, Lichty's TV in York, The Tea Party, Fortified Group, McCool Heating and AC, Burning Grocery, Brandt Carpet and Tile in York, Cornerstone Bank, and Farmers Cooperative. Also want to thank our KZ100 sponsors, Cooperative Supply in Howells, Franciscan Healthcare, High Quality Housing, Homestead Bank in Howells, Luke Power District, and Satt Brothers Petroleum. 27-16 with about a minute and a half to so give or take here before the end of the first half. Is it what you expected and more here, partner?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a highly entertaining game. Action's been up and down. It's been physical. I would say neither team may be shooting the three real well, and I'd expect at some point both teams may heat up a little bit. If you're a McCool Junction fan, things haven't gone exactly how you'd like so far. You're down 11, but a little push here. If they can go into halftime down just single digits, you'd have to feel pretty good because you got to assume they're going to shoot better in the second half.
And let's get back into
good deflection.
Action. Yes, back in the hands of Jackson McDonald. He's moving around, going up and in. Quick two, no good. Rebound back to Dane Meyer.
Yeah, good defense there from the Mustangs right out of that timeout. They get a deflection. Jackson McDonald pushes it up, just can't get the floater to fall.
Luther got a pile or a herd of Mustangs. I guess that'd be the right way to say it.
There you go.
He had to get rid of it.
Yeah, Luther tried to thread that pass through the heads and arms of about 4 defenders, and that did not work. Went out of bounds, a turnover. It's going to give it back to McCool Junction.
56 seconds here to go. Carson McDonald quickly hands it off to Jackson McDonald. Up overhead to Gonnerman. Yates with the ball on the left side. Back in is Jackson. Jackson pulls back a little bit at point. Sends back over Carson McDonald on the right side. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Move around. Setting up through Jackson McDonald. Right corner three, no good. Carson McDonald with the rebound. The shots from the right side and for 2.
Big offensive rebound and put back for Carson McDonald. Mustangs really needed it. That cuts the lead to 9. Shot clock's off. 20 seconds and a half to go.
Here we go. Jags looking. Luther with the ball on the left side. Tosses it back over to Dane Meyer. 12, 11, 10. Dane Meyer goes to the right. Underneath to the right corner. Tom Schock in trouble. No call. Dane Meyer back through to the left corner. Shot by Luther. The 3, no good. And that takes us to halftime. The shot is wiped clean. No good. A little high five there by Dane Meyer.
Yeah, he banked in that 3. It was clearly after the buzzer and was not going to count, but the degree of difficulty on that shot was about a 9.25.
And that is he deserves some love on that one there too. So that does take us to halftime, not just halftime. It is our Clock Tower Auto Mall halftime show, voted best of Columbus, located at 805 23rd Street, also online at clocktowerauto.com. Remember, at Clock Tower Auto Mall, they'll make time for you. Also want to thank Cornerstone Bank for sponsoring the halftime show. We're going to take a quick break. Hopefully get a chance. We'll get Mr. McDonald, the superintendent of McCool Junction, to join us for a few words.
Nice.
That and more, and look into the second half. Eric and Scott with you live from PBA right here on Crossroads Network and KZ100.
And now, let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
And welcome back. Eric Johnson alongside my dear friend Scott Straka here. I am giddy on a personal level. I'm glad to be joining the booth with you here. And
yeah, we've talked about it, doing it.
We never
got it done.
Yeah, it was just finally, and it pointed out just right. We have ourselves a wonderful game here to cap things off for an incredible basketball season. Got to talk with Mr. McDonald about McCool Junction's history, leading up to it, and how the alumni were all excited and shouting out all the good vibes. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how everything's transpired so far, knowing that these boys are making history. But let's take a look at the numbers. What do you got there for us, partner?
Yeah, a couple things jump out at me here on the stat line. You look at the rebounding totals. Howells Dodge has doubled up McCool Junction. 20 rebounds for the Jaguars, 10 for the Mustangs. In the offensive rebounding department, 9 offensive rebounds for Howells Dodge, just 4 for McCool Junction. Fortunately for McCool Junction, those 9 offensive rebounds have only led to 7 second chance points. Howells Dodge, 14 points in the paint. That's Andre Martin doing most of that damage. We talked at the top about McCool Junction's need to shoot the ball well. Didn't really come to fruition in that first half, just 2 of 11 from behind the arc. But I told you at the break, last night, McCool Junction came out hot, hit 7 of their first 13 from 3 in the first half. Then they were just 2 of 11 in the second half. So maybe they flip the script and get things going here in the second half tonight, really make this thing interesting.
good to see here on both sides as both teams are out here getting ready to get warmed up and ready to go. Let's give a chance to thank our sponsors while we got the opportunity. For KZ100, we want to thank Cooperative Supply and Howells, Franciscan Healthcare, High Quality Housing, Homestead Bank and Howells, Loop Power District, and Sapp Brothers Petroleum. For Crossroads Network sponsors, they include Four Corners Boutique, Generations Bank in Exeter, Jared and Melanie Weiss, Stoley Pest Services, Lighthouse Leads, Martin Contracting Plus, Precision Signs and Graphics and Brewing, Birdie's Bakery, Nebraska Nitro, Overtime Grill and Lounge in Geneva, McCool Heating and AC, and Brandt Carpet and Tile, just to name a few. Getting back in the swing of things here as both sides getting ready to go.
Well, and we can update folks a little bit on the foul situation as well. You know, McCool's big guys got into a little early foul trouble, but thankfully for Mustang fans, neither Gonerman nor Sokup picked up their third. They both have two. Yates also picked up a second foul. No one else with more than two. On the Howells Dodge side, you've got Dane Meyer with two fouls, no one else with more than one. So hopefully we don't have players sitting here in the second half for foul trouble, and all the players here can shine, see who comes out on top in what is the final game of the 2025-26 high school basketball season.
You know, my wife asked me, she goes, what are you going to do with yourself after basketball season's done? And I'm like, probably take a nap.
Take a big fat nap.
Big nap. Get ready for it. Spring season coming up. Can't wait to see track. I mean, track and golf. That would be the biggest thing.
There you go.
So, both teams out here on the floor getting things ready to start the second half.
McCool's going to have the first possession. You know, they did get the lead into single digits, down just 9. They can cut it even further here, start the third quarter.
Carson McDonald starts things out. He comes at it left to right, as we call it here, courtside. Gives it over to Jackson McDonald. Looking through, trying to veer around a couple of Jags. Nowhere to go, boxed in pretty tight, needs to find somebody, and does. Yates with the assist. Moving around, finds Carson McDonald around the right, veers left, sends it backwards, kind of matrix style, back over to Gonerman finally, and he gets the two.
Good assist from Jackson McDonald there. Found Gonerman for the bucket. Of note there, Howells Dodge did switch up their defense. That's the first possession they were in man-to-man there.
Tom Schock back through to Prussia, sends it over coast to coast into the hands of Luther from the right corner in for the long two. No good. Scramble on the paint, rebound, Gonerman.
Boy, that was a big boy rebound from Gonerman. Ripped it right away from Prussia.
Carson McDonald, right three, rims out, just barely.
He shot that from right in front of us, and it looked dead on. It was about 2 inches too deep. Otherwise, that was going to go.
Man, Tom Schock sending it slow back over to Prussia on the right corner. Gets it through to Dane Meyer on the right side. Bullet pass overhead, saved up to the left corner is Luther. Luther back over to Tom Schock. Luther coast to coast on the other side is Dane Meyer on the right. Martin in the middle, pushing up through and just crisscrossing everything. Martin gets the ball finally, and he's going down with the ball. Is it a jump ball or what we got?
No, they're going to get Jackson McDonald undercut Martin as he was trying to catch that ball. It's just Jackson's first team foul. I know we're early going in this third quarter, but early going, McCool's done a better job not letting the Jaguars get the ball deep in the paint. And just as I say that, Prussia catches it on the block.
Martin catches it on the other end, sending it up through Luther for the three from the right side.
First three-pointer for Chase Luther. He's made over 70 of them on the season and shoots 41%. Big numbers there, Eric.
Carson McDonald, a little unorthodox here, and Jackson and Carson are kind of, hey, what, like brothers do.
Yeah, a little miscommunication between the brothers. I think Carson thought Jackson was going to zig. Jackson decided to zag. Ball went out of bounds.
Got to shake it off and keep moving on with life. Dane Meyer tosses it over to Tom Schock. He takes it past the timeline. Sending it up through. Luther looking on the right side. None going. Tom Schock.
And it looks like McCool's went 1-3-1 here, changing up their defense a little bit as well. Oh, good hands.
Jackson with the jump ball.
Good hands by Jackson McDonald, reaching in on Dane Meyer, able to get a tie-up. Possession is going to favor Howells Dodge. They'll keep possession. 20 on the shot clock.
30-20 Howells Dodge. Under 6 minutes here to go in the third quarter. Luther with the ball at center. Sends it over to the left side. Dane Meyer Back over to the right side and up and in. Martin, Tom Schock going in for the shot. No go. Martin with the ball, and he couldn't even capitalize on it. And quickly, Carson McDonald is like, I'm going to just take this away.
Yeah, great job by Carson ripping the ball out when Martin brought it down, then brings it all the way up the floor himself, drives into the lane, and draws a foul on Martin. Added insult to the injury of the steal from Martin by drawing a foul on him.
And to take a deep breath on that one there, too, because he's just like, oh, my, here we go. So at 5:38, Carson McDonald goes to the line to shoot 2. First shot is no good.
One correction. They ended up calling that foul on Tom Schock. So that's Tom Schock's first. Martin still does not have a foul. They were both there. I thought they were going to get Martin. They got Tom Schock.
Okay. Perfect. Carson McDonald gets the second shot. 30-21. Howells Dodge. 5:30 here to go in the third quarter. Kind of a backwards passer from Luther back over to Tom Schock.
Yep.
Luther gets the ball back. Looking underneath. Prussia lost ball. Saved up. Luther flexing up and in. No go. Boy, that is the worst game of hot potato I've ever seen. Somehow McCool Junction comes out on top.
Yeah, good job. Yates got a deflection on that initial pass. Ends up getting McCool Junction the ball. Soukup's checked in for McCool Junction.
Yates with the left three.
Big 3 for Yates there. Knocks that one in. He was 0 of 2, now 1 of 3. The lead's cut to 6, EJ.
Oh, my, 30-24, Howells Dodge. And now Howells Dodge looking. Luther sends back over to the right corner. Finds Tom Schock back to Luther. Sends it over. Danemeyer on the left side. Nowhere to go. Back over coast to coast. Luther. Tom Schock, right 3. It works.
Big answer there from Nathan Tom Schock.
33-24. 4.5 minutes and counting here in the third quarter. Carson McDonald trying to veer around. Thought about a 3. He's going to toss it somewhere. Gives it over to Yates on the left side. Yates moving in. Up and over. Gets denied.
Good defense there. Good help from Luther on that. That 3 from Tom Schock, he's got 6 points now. 2 of 4 from behind the arc. So 6 points on 2 made threes.
Wow.
We're going to get a timeout called here, Eric.
Looks to be on
I think Howells Dodge is going to call it. They haven't signaled yet if it's going to be a full. They're sitting down, so it's a full timeout.
It is a full timeout. We'll take one, too. Back after this, you're listening to the Crossroads Network and KZ100.
And now, let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
Eric Johnson, Scott Straka with you. We are courtside at PBA. Welcome you to the state basketball game right here on KZ100 and the Crossroads Network. And partner, you were just showing me here the tail of the tape is getting more and more paper thin here.
Yeah, after a slow start, Howells Dodge up 14-7 after the first quarter. Since then, the game's 19-17. So McCool Junction settled in a little bit. They've hit a few shots. We'll see if they can continue to keep this competitive. And as I say that, Howells Dodge gets a steal that leads to a Luther layup.
The broadcaster's curse. Yeah, Danemeyer-Luther combo in for 2. And it's now 35-24, Howells Dodge. Carson McDonald sends it back over to Jackson. Jackson back around to Weiss. Weiss back to Carson McDonald. Up and in, a little extra step, no good. Soukup goes down. Foul is called.
Yeah, McDonald got 2 feet into the paint, went with the floater, it wouldn't fall. Soukup did a good job getting the offensive rebound, and then he got pulled down. Gonnerman's going to check back in. Soukup went down hard. He appears to be okay. Gives Gonnerman a big 5 as Gonnerman checks in. So
here we go. Their toss underneath. Carson McDonald back to Jackson on the left side. Gives it through to Carson McDonald on the left corner. Boxed in a little bit, no pressure. Weiss back over to Jackson. McDonald sends it right side. Yates, right 3, rims out, no good. And right into the hands, of Luther, but it goes back over. And McCool Junction with the ball.
Carson. Yeah, Weiss stripped it right out of Luther's hands.
That was just quicker than a whistle, and all of a sudden, Mustangs now starting to kind of direct some traffic a little bit better here. Toss up overhead. Weiss going for the long 2. Gets it!
Big bucket cuts the lead back into single digits, down 9 again. But, Howells Dodge is going to keep pressing. They're going to continue to apply that pressure, see if they can make McCool crack.
Danemeyer circles around, still has hold of the ball. End over end, and it's tipped off and saved by Carson McDonald.
Great job by Carson working around Andre Martin to front him, disrupt that entry pass from Meyer, and gets a steal.
From Carson to Jackson, back over to Carson again. Yates on the left corner. Yates looking, moving around. Hand off to Jackson McDonald for the long two. No good. Tomchak with the rebound. High send, back over to Martin. Gets it through. Danemeyer for three on the right, no good. And the send off there by Ernst. He gets the two from the left side.
Great job by Briggs Ernst there, boxing in Gonnerman, putting him in a position where he had no chance to get that rebound. He caught it, put it right back up. First bucket for Ernst.
Carson McDonald takes it through, hands it to the right side, finds Jackson, gets it back over to Weiss at point. Jackson McDonald underneath the Gonnerman. The big man faces Ernst, sends it away, finds Weiss on the left corner. Weiss looking, goes for the shot, gets it.
Beautiful use of the ball fake, pump fake there by Weiss. Was able to get Ernst up in the air, then dropped it in over top of him.
Danemeyer sends it all the way over, finding Luther on the other side. Martin back over to Danemeyer on the opposite side. The three, no good. And a foul called.
So foul was called underneath after the shot. Looks like it's going to be on Howells Dodge, jockeying for position on the rebound. I think they got Ernst. I couldn't see what number the official was holding up there. We'll wait for my live stats to update, but the foul was indeed on Howells Dodge. Either way, McCool Junction has possession. It was Ernst, his second.
Second for Ernst. Carson McDonald looking, coming around, a little extra on the Euro step, sends it back over to Weiss. Left three, yes!
Big three there from Weiss. At a timely manner, cuts the lead down to 6 again. Boy, this is the kind of game we wanted, DJ. Competitive, hard fought. Both these teams know exactly what's on the line tonight.
Oh, amen. Leave it all on the table. Danemeyer back over to the left corner. The three by Prussia.
Prussia has the answer for Howells Dodge, and that's the way it's been ever since that first quarter. Every time McCool gets a couple buckets, cuts that lead down, someone for the Jaguars seems to have the answer.
Yates back over to Gonnerman. Gonnerman trying to get around Martin. Turns, shoots. Ricochets out, no good. And, oh, man. Gonnerman going a little harder than usual, and I think he might have got caught with the foul.
He did. That's going to be his third. But, boy, you can't fault the effort. A pure effort play, diving back, trying to disrupt. It looked like the Howells Dodge had gotten that offensive rebound, but the ball stayed just a little bit loose there, and Gonnerman just came flying in. Unfortunately, a little bit of contact draws that third foul.
Yes, it's unfortunate it's not the WWE here on the court side, but nevertheless, Danemeyer now directing traffic, sends back over to Luther, gets around the ear to Prussia.
That's an offensive foul on Martin there. He was trying to post up Weiss there at the bottom of that 1-3-1 zone. Sent Weiss flying out of bounds on the baseline, gets called for the offensive foul. I believe that's just his first foul, but it is 14 fouls on Howells Dodge. Unfortunately, only 15 seconds left in the quarter, so we may not have to worry about the bonus. Shot clock's off.
Coming through 40-31, Howells Dodge. 8 seconds, 7. Carson McDonald starts veering in. Goes for the three on the right side. Rims out high, no good. Rebound back over to Danemeyer. Ball lost, and that takes us to the end of 3. And oh my, the ball kept going.
I think there's a Howells Dodge student celebrating with the ball there.
There we go. At the end of 3, Howells Dodge has a reason to celebrate. Still ahead, 40-31. We're going to take a break and be right back. Fourth quarter action coming up next. You're listening to the Crossroads Network and Nebraska's biggest FM, KZ100. Back in 60.
And now, let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
Welcome back. Eric Johnson with you. Big thank you to Four Corners Boutique. sponsor here on the Crossroads Network. Looking for something unique and local? Stop by Four Corners Boutique, where you'll find stylish, comfortable clothing, thoughtful gifts, and so much more. They also carry a beautiful selection of chemical-free bath and body products. Find out more at Four Corners Boutique and make sure to like them on Facebook. Also want to thank our KZ100 sponsors, Cooperative Supply in Howells, Sapp Brothers Petroleum, and Loop Power District. Scott Strock's joining me here, and we do on the KZ100 side, Loop Power District Power Play of the Game. So we'll have to keep in mind that. What could be our power play of the game after the conclusion of this game? Let's get back into the swing of things as Yates sends it over to Weiss here as we begin fourth quarter action. 40-31 Howells Dodge, and quickly up and around on the right side, left side is Carson McDonald. Gets it back over to Yates. Sook up in the paint, looking, trying to find Yates in the right corner. Yates looking, tosses it high to Carson McDonald.
Shot clock's at 6.
Got to do something fast. A little extra step on that one. No harm, no foul, and it's missed. Rebound back at it to Howells Dodge.
Boy, really good physical drive there again from Carson McDonald. Ball just rattled just out.
Quick toss over from one side to the other. Tom Schock with the ball. Dane Meyer on the right side.
McCool sticking with that 1-3-1 right now.
See what happens here. Hugging that right corner. Luther brings it out. Dane Meyer. Ball tipped. Oh, it's lost. Here we go. McCool Junction with possession.
Carson McDonald started it with the deflection, then the ball ended up finding him.
The right three by Carson McDonald, no good. We got bodies hitting the floor, and I'm not talking about my favorite song. Howells Dodge, little and one, gives it over. Tom Schock in for two.
Boy, that all started with Dane Meyer going up in between Sukup and Weiss and ripping that rebound away. And you're right, those two hit the floor. He headed up the floor with the ball.
Jackson McDonald back to Carson, and a foul call.
They're going to get Tom Schock that time. He tried to just push through the Sukup screen to get out to the McCool Junction shooter.
So they're going to toss it over on the underneath on the far side here.
Just the second on Tom Schock. Nobody on the Howells Dodge side with more than 2 fouls. Gonnerman the only Mustang with 3.
Yates quickly toss up and over. Dane Meyer almost had a hold of it. Carson McDonald with the long two. Rims high, no good. Martin with the rebound. Martin fighting to keep it alive and sends it over to Prusha to keep it going. Dane Meyer taking his time around the right side. Sends it high end over end to Tom Schock. Back over to Luther. Left corner three. Yes.
Bang. Big shot there from Chase Luther. And all of a sudden the lead's 14, EJ.
Oh, man, Mustangs feeling a sense of urgency. Carson McDonald moving around. Back over to Jackson. Jackson trying to find somebody. Gives it over to Yates. A little more movement there by the Mustangs. Could help out here as quickly Weiss gets the ball on the left side. Weiss looking through. Underneath pass to Yates. Yates flexing, going in. Spin shot, nowhere close. Sends it away, gets it on. Keeps it going for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that first shot got blocked.
Oh, the left three almost out, no good. And it's back over to Dane Meyer. High toss to Luther. Bullet pass to Martin. In for two.
Beautiful transition there. Long outlet from Meyer. Found Tom Schock, who then found the cutting Martin inside. Another bucket, and boom. Biggest lead of the game for Howells Dodge at 16. They're on a 10-0 run, EJ.
Mercy sakes. It is a full timeout. We'll take one as well. 5:22 to go here in the game. 47-31. Howells Dodge back in 60 right here on KZ100 and the Crossroads Network.
You want a locally owned bank that's easy to work with, that's here for you, your kids, grandkids, and those who matter most. We at Generations Bank in Exeter will be with you from your first bank account to your first home, all the way to retirement savings. We are there for every stage of life, ensuring financial success is a tradition. Generations Bank in Exeter. Bank on us for generations.
Looking to give your home a fresh new look? Start from the ground up with Brand Carpet and Tile. From rich hardwoods and tile to plush carpet and waterproof vinyl, they've got the perfect floor for every room and every budget. Step into savings, step into style at Brand Carpet and Tile, located in Friend and York.
And now, Let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
Eric Johnson, Scott Straka with you. Whew, man, if this game did not deliver thus far, I don't know where you've been.
Well, you knew a team like Howells Dodge. McCool Junction comes out, cuts the lead from 11 down to 6. You knew Howells Dodge was going to have a response. I just wasn't quite sure it was going to be a 10-0 run, which is exactly what they've done. All of a sudden, the lead's back to 16.
So a little hill to climb for McCool Junction. 5:10 to go. Carson McDonald with the right side, looking to try to figure someone out, and does. Finds Jackson. Jackson pressuring around the right corner. Loses the ball, and it goes unfortunate turnover. Good for Howells Dodge.
Yeah, a little tip there from Dane Meyer as Jackson McDonald tried to drive. The ball, Meyer was able to tip it. It went off the heel of Jackson McDonald out of bounds.
Dane Meyer, I love it, just taking time, trying to figure it out. No need to rush really here. Trying to get around Carson. Carson McDonald kind of staring him down, sends it over to Prussia. Prussia for the three. Wow!
The run continues. 13-0 run, Howells Dodge now. The lead's 19. And, McCool turned it over on that last possession, but EJ, they've only got 8 turnovers for the game. They've done a nice job of taking care of the ball.
Quickly, Carson McDonald goes for a 3 of his own. No good. Rebound set up by Dane Meyer.
Boy, Dane Meyer, not a real big guy. He's not the thickest dude on the floor, but he will go in among the trees and battle for a rebound.
He can bob and weave better than anybody else.
He's got some moxie.
Yeah.
See, if you use sachet, so I use moxie.
I was going to use chutzpah, but we're going to get too far away. The ball gets knocked out of bounds. Looks to be back at it to McCool Junction.
Boy, and you talk about a game where we've got 81 points scored. We've only got 3 guys in double figures. Luther has 12, Martin has 13, and for McCool, Carson McDonald has 10.
A quick pass over, Martin with the ball. Shot no good. Gives it back over to Tom Schock, pulls it back. Trying to move around the left side. There is Carson McDonald, and now Weiss blocking him. Sending it over, back at it to Luther. Luther on the right side. Pushing up hard. Luther sends it over. And Dane Meyer in for 2 from the right side.
Just enough. That ball just crept and rolled over the rim and falls.
Quickly, the 3 by Weiss.
A big 3 there from Weiss. Lead still 18, though.
Still need to get the hill is kind of going like this here.
And the clock is moving in the wrong direction if you're a Mustang fan.
Exactly. It's no one's friend right now if you're a Mustang fan. Sukup got caught with a little extra tie up there.
Yeah, Coach Wirtz and Sukup both wanted that to be a held ball. They end up getting a foul call against Sukup. His 3rd foul. Just the first team foul on McCool in this quarter.
I guess it just, despite, like you said, the score looks totally different. I mean, it's totally different what we're experiencing right now is Dane Meyer coming around, spinning around the world and tries to go for a shot on the left side. No good. Jackson McDonald comes around. I mean, this McCool Junction, they were prepared for tonight's matchup. You can clearly see that.
Absolutely. It's been a super competitive game. I mean, even though this lead is stretched out to 18, every possession has been a battle for both teams. It's just right now, Howells Dodge has made a few more shots.
Exactly right. Carson McDonald with the vertical, try to go for the rebound. Foul is called. Trying to see who that was, partner. Did you catch it?
I didn't catch the signal. Let me see if I can tell.
As McCool Junction gets
Tom
the ball
Schock's
back.
3rd.
Tom Schock, thank you. Jackson McDonald, a little extra step. Foul called.
They're going to get Martin with a reach in that time. That's his 2nd.
Second for Martin.
3 team fouls on Howells Dodge. So neither team in the bonus at this point. 2:44 left on the clock.
52-34 Howells Dodge. McCool Junction fighting hard to the very end here. Yates almost lost it there. Sends it over to Carson McDonald. Carson McDonald pushing hard in the paint. Gives it over into the hands of Yates. Left side. Draws the foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, they're going to get Tom Schock with his 4th. He thought he had a clean block on that play. Officials saw it a little bit differently, and as you said, Yates is going to head to the free throw line. The point I was making about the the scoring here, having 86 points on the board, is there's a lot of players that have scored in this game. It's been really balanced. Our leading scorer for the game is Martin with 13. Luther has 12. Carson McDonald has 10. Weiss has 10. And then there's players with 9, 8, 8, 6, 3, 2, 5. There's been a lot of contributors. It's been a lot of fun to call.
Yates misses both of his shots.
Yeah, Sukup ended up running into Meyer. Meyer got the rebound on the missed free throw. Sukup ran into him. It's going to be the third on Sukup. Second team foul on the Mustangs.
2:35 here to go. Tom Schock tosses it in, finds Prussia. Dane Meyer trying to get around Yates. Yates, talk about wily one there. He is very quick. Luther around the left corner. Bullet pass over to Tom Schock on the right side. Trying to tease Carson McDonald here a little bit. Prussia setting up. Right corner three.
Boy, that might be the dagger right there. We talk about the play. That might be it. Stretching the lead out to 21 now, and we got just over 2 minutes left.
That might be our Ute Power District power play of the game. 55-34. 2-minute drill happening right now, folks. Foul called. Let's see what happens. Tom Schock
fouls out. Boy, he picked up 3 in a hurry there. I think, the last 45, 50 seconds of gameplay?
Not even, yeah.
But it probably makes it a little easier for the senior Nathan Tomshock to head to the bench when his team has a 21-point lead in the state title game and there's under 2 minutes left.
And what does he see here? Tomshock, 7, 8 points.
Yeah, Tomshock ends up with 8 points. He also had 8 rebounds and 5 assists, EJ.
What a work for him tonight. Congrats to him and his accomplishments. And Carson McDonald going in for the shot, and it is good. So quickly now, rebounded back. Howells Dodge coming through. Luther around the left side trying to get around Jackson McDonald. Not wasting any time. Retrick style backhand up and in for 2.
Chase Luther goes all the way up the left baseline under the bucket, reverse layup from the right.
Whoa! Carson McDonald, right 3.
So after all that action, 57-39, lead is 18, minute and a half to go in the game.
Dane Meyer coming through to Luther. I was just waiting to see who's going to score next year with another 3.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if anybody's told Howells Dodge they're up 18 with a minute and a half to go. They don't have to be in a big hurry anymore, but they're having so much fun, they don't want to slow down.
Dane Meyer trying to move around Yates, and a timeout called.
It's going to stay here. Coach Donata just wants to get all the players waiting to check into the game, so it's just a substitution timeout.
With a minute 15.
Both teams clear the benches.
I mean, you take a look at it here at the minute 15 to go. This has been all that and the bag of chips.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, tonight has been just outstanding. McCool Junction really came into play, and now you see Howells Dodge getting ready to kind of finish things off.
Yeah, when this game goes down in the books, people are going to say, Howells Dodge may have won in a walkaway. This may end up being close to a 20-point game. Anybody that was here, anybody on that Howells Dodge side would tell you nothing was easy today.
It was all hard work on both sides. Clark missed the shot for McCool Junction. Goes right back to Howells Dodge. 46 ticks to go. And it's a timeout for Howells Dodge.
Got another player checking in.
And we'll stay right here with you. Thank you for listening in to the Crossroads Network and KZ100 as we got some substitutions in and Howells Dodge back to play.
I think everybody that's suited up today has now got into the game. That's always cool.
That is great time, great opportunity in a venue like this. Outstanding. Howells Dodge keeping the ball moving. Howells Dodge fans, the student section, going nuts. Sending it through. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. 25 ticks. Shot goes up over the backboard. Goes back over to McCool Junction. And that's, with 23 seconds here, partner, is going to be all she wrote.
20 seconds left in the 2025-26 season, EJ.
I'm getting a little sad here, partner. Shot attempt goes up overhead. No good. Rebound back to Howells Dodge. 10-9-8. Basketball season coming to an end. Quickly, McCool Junction with the ball. Howells Dodge steals McCool Junction's ball. 2 seconds, one at the buzzer. That is it. Final 57-39. Howells Dodge state champions.
And 2025 runners-up for Howells Dodge. The Jaguars 2026 state champs.
Man, and McCool Junction, who have exceeded expectations, put it out all on the line here tonight. And they deserve a big round of applause, and we could see that with a lot of them, too, still in the stands. What a great effort here on both sides.
Both these teams took an additional step this year. We talked about it at the top. McCool Junction finished third last year. This year they wrap up 21-7, state runner-up. Howells Dodge state runner-up last year at the back end of that Johnson-Brock three-peat. Now they wrap up the season 26-3, Class D1 state champs.
We're going to take a 90-second break. We'll take a 90-second break and be right back for our post-game show. That is coming up next. You're listening to boys state basketball right here on the Crossroads Network and KZ100.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Nebraska. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Tap into convenience with a Cornerstone Bank Visa contactless debit card. Get through the checkout line quickly with a simple and secure way to pay. Use your Cornerstone Bank Visa contactless debit card anywhere you see the contactless symbol. Tap to Pay is now accepted at thousands of merchants, including grocery stores, gas stations, convenience stores, pharmacies, restaurants, and other businesses. Tap to Pay. It's secure, convenient, and touch-free. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC.
And now, let's send it to the Deschler Family Medicine broadcast booth. This is the Crossroads Network.
Eric Johnson alongside Scott Strock with you. It is time for our post-game show, and that is brought to you by Tallgrass Energy. Also want to thank our post-game sponsor on the KZ100, that is Window World, Northeast Nebraska's #1 exterior remodeler. Find out more at windowworldnen.com. Final 57-39 Howells Dodge, and partner, you got to take a look at a little bit of what the final stats look like. Anything that stood
Well, a couple things. We talked about right away there in that fourth quarter. McCool came out, cut it down to 6. And we thought, boy, here we go. This is going to be a tight one all the way. Howells Dodge, heart of a champion, answers with a 15-0 run. That's the difference in the ball game right there. Ended up stretching the lead out to 21 at one point. McCool battles. We end up at 18. So, heck of a game, though, to call. Couple things to jump out. The size of Howells Dodge did end up playing a role. Offensive rebounds, the Jaguars were nearly able to double up the Mustangs there, 14-8, 11-4 advantage for Howells Dodge in second chance point. Points in the paint, they led 26-12, so plus 14 on points in the paint. That all adds up on a night where McCool didn't shoot it poorly, but didn't have the big shooting night like we talked about that they might need to have. They ended up 6 of 23 from three-point range, so 26%. I said at the top I thought the over-under might be 10. They might need to hit 10 threes to win this game. Only able to hit 6. All that adds up to an 18-point Howells Dodge victory.
Of course, our game summary brought to you by Cornhusker Auto. your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Nissan, and Ford dealer, all in Norfolk. Visit them online at CornhuskerAutoCenter.com, where you can buy, trade, finance, or even arrange for a home delivery. Also want to thank our game summary on the Crossroads Network, brought to you by Stoli Pest Services. And for the introductions out here for the silver medal, and rightfully so, we have a lot of great seniors bidding a fond farewell to the Mustang Gold and Black.
Yeah, right now, especially those upperclassmen, a little sad. They wanted the gold. They're putting the silver around the neck. But as someone now who's been out of high school for a few years, decades,
no judgment here, partner.
They'll look back on that silver with a lot of fond memories once the sting of losing starts to ebb away after tonight.
And taking a look here, I mean, for our point leader on both sides, who do we got that stood out as successful for McCool Junction here tonight?
On McCool Junction side, the senior leader, Carson McDonald, another big game. He ended up leading the way with 15. He also had 4 rebounds. He had 4 assists and just 2 turnovers. With as much ball pressure as Howells Dodge applies and as much as Carson McDonald has the ball in his hand, just 2 turnovers. Weiss ended up dropping in 10. Gonnerman found a way to 9 points. Yates had 5. So a lot of contributors on the Mustang side, but the senior leader, Carson McDonald, another game that he can be real proud of.
And looking ahead for the future here, still a lot of good emotional raw talent there for the Mustangs and good progression. They could fill in, they don't have to fill in a lot of unnecessary gaps. They're going to be losing to McDonald, which that might hurt a little bit, but I think a lot of potential here for McCool Junction to find some good shooters.
Well, and you've got 3 sophomores who played a ton of minutes this year in Yates, Jackson McDonald, and Jamison Weiss. So those guys are tried and true Grizzly veterans coming in as juniors next year. And then you got other guys who suited up this year with some size. You got a 6'2 sophomore, Braden Clark. You got a 6-foot junior, Jason Fuhrer. You're going to lose your 2 quote-unquote big guys post presence, Gonnerman and Sokup, the other 2 seniors along with Carson McDonald. But there's plenty to be excited about in the future of McCool Junction Mustang boys basketball.
And for Howells Dodge, wow, this is going to be a big night for them. They're able to take the bus home and with some hardware to put on the shelves here tonight.
Absolutely, and a successful run for, the seniors on that side. The big contributors, Dane Meyer, Nathan Tomshock, you got Ethan Prusha, Andre Martin. So 4 starters who are going to graduate. So they're going to have a few more holes to plug, but trust me, there's more talent in the pipeline at Howells Dodge.
Exactly right. They know how to get the job done, and it shows each and every year. And at this time now, they are honoring everybody from Howells Dodge as they come out with the gold medals and the trophy presentation to follow. And for us, partner, time is coming up to an end.
It is. Boy, this was a lot of fun, EJ. It was blasting. Long overdue.
Yes.
And we won't wait so long to do it again. We'll cross paths. I need to get my behind back over around Fillmore County anyway. So we'll plan a trip, or maybe next year we'll hook up at Mudecas.
I hope so. That'd be great. Can't wait to get to hang out with you again. And, for basketball season, it has come to an end. And what started out as a few jamborees to cover and the thick of things in January, and now here we are. Lincoln is officially quiet. And, wow, what are you going to do after this?
The season's a wrap. Well, I'm going to take 2 days off, and I start coaching junior high track on Wednesday.
Good deal. And it's going to be 80s again, so what the heck?
Hopefully, yes. The weather needs to settle in on a pattern.
Well, for us, we're going to bid a fond farewell to everybody. Let's thank our sponsors one last time. They include for KZ100, Cooperative Supply of Howells, Franciscan Healthcare, High Quality Housing, Homestead Bank in Howells, Loop Power District, which, by the way, that 3-pointer on the right side
from Prusha with just over 2 minutes left. really put the dagger in the Mustangs. A big 3 from Ethan Prussia.
That was the biggest power play of the game you ever wanted for the Jaguars, and it showed. And Sapp Brothers Petroleum, thank you so much. Also want to thank Four Corners Boutique, Generations Bank in Exeter, Jared and Melanie Weiss, Stoli Pest Services, Lighthouse Leads, Martin Contracting Plus, Precision Signs and Graphics and Bruning, Birdie's Bakery, Nebraska Nitro, Overtime Grill and Lounge in Geneva, Lichty's TV in York, Fortified Group, McCool Heating and AC, Bruning Grocery, Brandt Carpet and Tile, Farmers Cooperative, and of course, Cornerstone Bank. To everybody tuning in, to my friends in Columbus, thank you again for allowing me to help you out broadcast another game right here on KZ100. For everybody tuning in, thank you so much. It's been an honor. I'm going to go take a nap. I think it's much deserved.
Make sure that car gets into your driveway before you start your nap.
Exactly right. For my partner in crime, Scott Strock, I'm Eric Johnson saying good night. And until then, so long for now.
This has been a special presentation of the Crossroads Network, part of the EMF Network. Be sure to thank the sponsors for bringing you this broadcast. And until next time, so long for now.